really likes the chaos of it.
It was nice to be able to, you know, it was nice to be able to just get it done this time, you know. And get it done and get one stage clear.
Yeah, it was good fun, huh?
Bling, 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 eh? Loads of fucking motorbikes everywhere. Oh, there's a girl there. I think she finished last year.
It's been hassling me all day. Fucking hell. You're going too fast, you're going too slow. A couple of guys, poor guys, crashed in that first special. I hope they didn't actually go out. There was one place where there was some real big bumps. First day, you know, and they have a big crash. Charlie was great today because he just did go very steady. What's going on here with the Charlie's arse, so to speak, is all covered in shit, and Matt's clean as a whistle. What's that all about?
It's good, it's good. Yeah, much more relaxed, a bit better on the road book, and I'm getting to understand the language of the road book, and the stage was good. I felt really comfortable on the bike.
He's very, very happy. We all are.
I feel so much better, man. I really do. Those couple of bananas did me well, though, this morning. It is the 9:15 on the 31st, New Year's Eve. I've just done my first Dakar, and my first day in the Dakar, and it was a good one actually. And he started the special, and it looked really muddy, and I thought, oh God, here we go. And in actual fact, it turned out to be all right, and it was actually a fucking good run, and I felt really good and felt very positive. I was riding really within myself, but still keeping a fairly good pace.
Really exciting, great to be on the rally, part of the rally. And Charlie was obviously mega nervous this morning, but for him it's perfect as well because it just settled everybody down. You know, we're out there doing what we've been working all year to do. So it's great, really good. And at a similar stage tomorrow, and then we finish at the ferry port. So then we're into Africa, which is where it all kicks off.
We've had to fly this BMW expert from London, John, to come down to help us with our support vehicle because we've got all these electrical problems which we just can't solve.
So we got here, we're in one piece, a few little niggly problems, but we've managed to sort most of them out tonight.
The trip meter's cutting out today due to a faulty power wire into it, but we've now fixed that. And these are the instructions for the trip meter, which we were given, which have all the words rubbed off. The only thing that seems to be an indicator is this nice picture on the bottom of two rally cars crashing into each other, which I hope is not something that will happen in the future.
John Beckley is a star. He came over here just when I phoned him yesterday at 2 o'clock. He was on a plane at 6:15 to come over here and help us, and he brought this GP1 unit, and his girlfriend gave him a lot of pressure to stay as well. And Jim kindly reminded him that he could always get another girlfriend, but he can't always do another Dakar.
Shall I switch it on, John? And nothing happens.
He had a party for 60 friends tonight. They're all coming, organised by him and his girlfriend. And he chucked that all in to come out here with us, which is pretty cool.
Have a look.
Feeling a bit low again. I'm feeling low because I've left my wife behind and my kids. And I just tried to talk to Ollie tonight, but my mind was just all over the place. And every time she rang, it was bad for her, or I rang her and it was a bad line, or she was travelling, so we finally got to speak to each other, and I don't know, it's just a bit tiring, you know. And it's New Year's Eve and I'm going to bed.
Well, here we are, it's 2006, and we saw it in on the Dakar. All the Portuguese are up celebrating, but all of our team are away in bed.
You go tomorrow and
At the end of the special today, we can be driven to the ferry, and Kylie was going to do it, but last night her passport and her wallet were stolen.
Passport bank cards, driver's license, hire car keys.
Since we're down one car due to car keys being stolen, one covered by a fire extinguisher, running the rest round. The van driver's still in bed, and the plan is slowly going to shit.
What's valuable? I've lost it.
But we'll make it work as usual.
Fortunately, John, who's our saint from London, has got a driving licence and can drive the boys if we hire a car today from the end of the special stage to Malaga. So all is not lost.
Any news from your girlfriend? She's still not talking to me. She still hates me. But she says if I buy a bottle of perfume, it may help.
Since we started this rally, my road book's packed up. I've run out of petrol. Fuck! And the support car's broken down. And it's only day 2.
And nothing happened.
There's a lot of people here, eh? Just to watch some motorbikes drive off for 30 seconds.
Most of them are drunk as well, because it is New Year's Eve morning.
It is, isn't it? 6 o'clock on New Year's Day. How sad are we? It's morning of the second day, Charlie. So you got your breakfast there, mate?
I had a banana last night. I thought I'd nick it. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, just sitting here for half an hour waiting, you know. I'm just worried about today, about the road book again.
Mine's in my pocket, I'm just relying on you.
Don't do that, Simon, because it just makes it even worse for me, and you need to be there, you know.
Patsy! Woo!
He wants us, Matt. It's chaos back there.
Guys are starting soon.
Matt's just behind me. Charlie's long gone.
So John, what's happened here?
Someone during the night has kindly decided to cover the exterior, repaint the exterior with a fire extinguisher, which is acidic to the paint, to the stickers, to the seals, to wiring if it gets on it, so we need to get it off before it goes over to the desert.
Jim and John were up last night and they didn't come to supper with us because they were preparing the X5, so there's been so many problems with the car that they've now really ironed out. They've done a fantastic job.
Sorry, mate, I can't hear you.
This is broken, the top one won't roll on.
Oh, okay.
This bit is broken, it won't roll forward.
Well, let Matt go in front.
Okay.
Just arriving at the start of the special on the second day with Charlie. Here's Matt. Morning, boys.
I'm just starting a little bit before Simon. I'm absolutely terrified again. My feelings are it was so elated yesterday, but I think once I get going again, I'll be okay. But it's just so worrying. Just such a worry. Such a worry. The whole thing. And this is the start, Marshal. It was... Okay. My roadbook's not working properly, so it's essential that I don't lose Matt and Simon today, as I won't know where the hell I'm going. Okay, Happy New Year! Okay, we're off. Saying Happy New Year to everyone. Wow, beautiful. This is what it's all about, I suppose. Just gotta get my bearings right. Watch out!
Charlie's somewhere in front of me. Started first on the special today out of the three of us.
So there's a knobber now in front of me. Watch out!
Okay, looks like we're good to go. actually together? It's so hard to know. Are they in front of me or are they behind me, you know? Have they stopped on a corner or just out of sight or something? And that's in Europe, you know, when we're just following pretty much the one track. There's Charlie, let's go! Go then! Woo! Nice bit of sideways action.
So the excitement continues.
The car didn't stop, and hopefully John will find the file to replace it. Then we can go to Dakar, maybe.
What's the current situation, John?
I don't know.
Can the engine be started?
Yep.
What does it mean though? You start it now and it stops again in Mauritania. Are you having fun? Yeah, good, because we're not.
Beautiful stage, eh? Just following this ridge line. Miles and miles and miles. You know, it was like that all the way to Dakar. It's gone off the cliff and I missed you because I never call up to you.
That's great. It's not going to happen very often. I was just going to take it all now.
Patsy, how's it going?
Much better day. Really enjoyed that.
Are you riding to the ferry?
No. I'm going to put them in the van and eat and sleep.
Well, listen, good luck anyway. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. Is it correct you got 5 hours 45 minutes from the time that you went through the gate to get to Malaga? Is that correct?
Shit, I ain't got a time card. They didn't give me a time card back, eh?
These guys over here, if their Chinese crew don't come in, that truck's out. We've got to try and get this car going regularly, otherwise we're out. I don't know, now I'm starting to feel the dramas of this stupid event.
So I need a new aerial for sure, because it works on Matt's bike as soon as I plug it in.
Where did we get one of them from?
Fuck knows.
John has understood what the problem is, but he has to change 2 units over and do some work, which is going to take him about an hour. He's down to drive these guys to Malaga, but as they come through there, they get a time card, and they've got 5 hours 45 minutes. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive. John, can you give me an update real quick?
Just read out the data of the I'm trying to just about replace it. I've got to do one and the other. You can't do both at the same time.
And did you find the one you want?
No.
It's in the car somewhere though.
It must be. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Okay, I won't.
Fucking finding bits on cars and everyone else fucking just pulling it out and throwing it all over the place. So we can never find it twice. Make it more interesting. Yeah, it just makes everything more difficult for us, which is the way we like it on this trip.
I don't think it'll be in there. Thank God. In our support team, we've got trucks, which were an hour and a half behind us, but fortunately they've just arrived.
Oh, nearly fell out. Found it. I pulled them all down yesterday.
John, you are such a stud.
You almost can't think, can you, with all this chaos going on around you and stuff?
I've got Michelin and a grey rucksack, but it went back with Dave. I'll make sure it's on there. It won't go
Those 2
without
bags
me.
I took over are both in the X5.
This is the most stressful thing. This is more stressful than the riding. It's the logistics, because we've got 4 vehicles. No, more than 4 vehicles, and in numerous bags and helmets and bikes, and you've got to coordinate everything now where you need it. So, and you've got to eat, drink and sleep as well.
Do you want to say something to John? He saved our bacon with his motor.
John,
Oh, thank you very much. Just what I always wanted.
Don't miss your ferry.
Don't forget that perfume.
Well remembered.
Let's go and see if the car starts.
Oh,
car's running.
So no one turned the car off,
No.
ever. We think it's fixed. We only ever turn it off, really, if we ever have to at night, because we're going to try and get to what's it called? The bivouac tonight. Are you up for that?
Yeah.
It means 400 miles of driving on the other side.
We can swap, start driving.
So we just punch through the night. Are you cool with that?
Yeah. You're not going to stay with us, John?
You can cope with the stress.
I'm not used to this environment whatsoever. It's totally.
Well, neither are we.
Yeah, it's right.
It's all a bit crazy at the moment because we're all splitting up. Si, Matt, the bikes and myself are going to Malaga port in southern Spain and we'll be crossing over into Morocco overnight. Russ and the rest of the team will be crossing over at a different port called Algeciras and we'll all be heading for the town of El Rashidia inland at the end of today's state.
This is for when I get to Dakar. Maybe they'll never get used, eh?
So what we're going to do is follow the road down to Algeciras, which is next to Gibraltar, cross to Tangiers, and then from Tangiers we do pick up the road book again down to a place called El Rashida, which is the first major bivouac for the start of the Dakar in the desert, which is where it starts sorting out the men from the boys.
People who come on this race take their own risk. They don't take risk for other people, they take their own risk. It's their liberty to do it, you know? You never know what could happen. On 9,000 kilometers, it's very difficult to prevent all the risk, and the zero risk don't exist. It's an adventure. I have a real respect for the freedom of everyone to find his own limit. Dakar is Dakar.
I felt terribly, terribly emotional. Really, really, really emotional. I'm just so scared of what's to come. I almost want to just walk away from the whole thing. I feel a bit better now because my road book down here is working again. And so it makes me feel a bit better. Oh, here come the bridge lot. Hello, guys! Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. Hello. How are you? Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming down and say hello. Oh, no problem at all. Yay! Whee! Let's go! Look at this, and everyone's slapping my hand. All right, it's fantastic, isn't it? Look at this. But I'm doing all this is amazing, this feeling. Now I know what it feels like to be you. It's good, huh? Yeah. It's the only reason I'm doing this.
But now we're on the boat, we're in the rally proper. That's the thing, isn't it? Now it gets exciting.
It's the real no return, isn't it? We're on the boat now. We're now on our way, basically. We're heading from Morocco, and this is where the rally really starts. This is where everyone says the rally really starts. This is our room. I finished 88 today out of 240. It's all right. I finished 172nd yesterday though. But it was our first day, so it was a little bit sort of tentative. But you know, we'll see. It was an easy run. It wasn't hugely difficult today, so I'm sure I'll drop back down tonight, tomorrow.
That's a big road book, huh?
I love the way they phrase things, don't you? They said a relatively technical road, fairly fast with many changes of direction. 58 kilometers to 59. Attention, many collapsed. Oh, attention, many collapsed to left and right.
Collapsed what? People.
To left and right. 60.99. Narrow, stony. Accent with rust. What? Ascent with rust. R-U-T... Oh no, ruts. My dyslexia is so bad.
What hope have we got?
So what's your fears, mate?
I must say I still feel very relaxed. I mean, like you, I think navigation's a big issue for both of us.
My biggest fear is, will I be able to handle the 300 kilometres without getting too tired? Will I be able to, you know, all that kind of stuff? I don't know.
It'll be all right, matey.
Time is 5 to 3.
And we've already had breakfast.
Yeah, we've already just had breakfast. And it's, we've been up since 2:30. I don't quite know why we're getting up so early.
And today's going to be our first day in Africa, right?
Yeah.
You looking forward to today?
I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. I just don't know.
Biggest thing today is just, yeah, not making any silly little mistakes, just not crashing, really. The other thing that's a bit of a worry is I reckon it's be the first time the cars catch up to us as well today. So we've got that to look forward to.
What's the technique with dealing with the cars coming from behind?
Shit yourself.
Right.
And then get out of the way as quick as you can. They go wherever they can go through as quick as they can, and you better get out of the way or look out.
God, am I fucking shit myself again.
Charlie's now bought his own cigarettes. I mean, personally, I've never seen this happen before.
I've done it wrong. I'm fucked up here, guys.
Leave it alone.
It's freaking out here.
But we're in Africa now, eh?
Yeah, we're in Africa. Can you hear the bazaar going? Can you hear the music? We're making our way to Irachidia. The support team's taking a different route, and hopefully we're all going to meet up in a bivouac this evening. It's going to be some of the hardest riding we've done so far, and I'm getting nervous again.
Right, here we go. Coming up to the timing now. And we're off. For another adventure. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Fucking hell. Here we go. Look at that dust. Merci!
This is day 3. It's now 11 o'clock race time. We left the hotel at 3. We've only got about 50 more miles to go to the bivouac, but we don't expect the boys until the middle of the afternoon.
God, it's just fucking hell, it's so dusty today. Trying to keep an eye out for big rats. So we're doing about 70, 80 kilometres an hour, maybe a bit more, maybe 90. More on that time, see. I think we're going to get beaten up today.
So here we are at the first fuel stop. And we've done 230 days. How long is this stage? And there's 314, so we've got 90 k's to go.
It's fucking hard trying to fucking
road book and ride. Has been a star on that road book. He's been taking like duck to water. Just incredible. I don't know how he's doing it. I really don't.
Charlie have got our own little language going on.
Yeah.
Because he's got no road book, so I'm having to communicate the dangers to him.
I guess there's a car coming. Look at that dust.
Just got here and one fucking goes sliding in behind. So
there's a second car past me just then, the Mitsubishi.
Right.
It just come barreling straight past me on that road. I fucking shat myself. You know, just disappeared.
They must be topped out. What are they doing down there?
Oh, Lord knows, but you know, you just disappear in a cloud and couldn't see the road. You know, there was big holes in the edge of the road, wasn't there?
That's right. It's a bit trenchy down there.
And then you're thinking, is there another car behind or what? It's just horrendous.
Well, after all the hassles that we've had, the boys seem to be doing quite well. The car's running okay, so, you know, we're feeling pretty confident at the moment.
Oh, we'll lay it on the right side. Chuck it on its right side. We lose as little as possible. You just come apart, Matt?
No, I was just doing the road book again. Just move on the road book. Just overshot that slightly.
Slammed into one of those rocks.
Yeah. Well, I didn't actually. I sort of hit the back brake and it slid into it.
Shit. I've never seen that before. That's a beauty. Look at that. Pissing out. Fuel everywhere.
So fucking rocky. I don't know how I'm going to cope, to be honest.
It's horrendous driving in Morocco on the road.
You're going through a country where anything could happen.
A camel at 70 kilometres an hour, and that's its head knock.
You just completely run over that guy's bike.
Hopefully I'm going to have a bit of food, and then I'm hopefully going to need a poo.
Got some toilet paper.
Where the fuck is Simon?
How many have gone out?
Until now, 23. Fucking hurt both my hands, and this one is so swollen.
Don't let my senses desert me, nothing to divert me. I'm setting my sights on you. And in the far off distance, I'm afraid of wishing I was safe at home with you. It's just a race to Dakar, doesn't really matter. You got to see it through, see it through.
For dependable hay fever and allergy control, Claritine, clearly.
Have a cracker of a Christmas Australian style. Buy a pair of our world-famous handcrafted leather boots now and you'll receive an R.M. Williams campfire chair absolutely free. Celebrate Christmas with R.M. Williams, wholly Australian-owned.
We've had enough of our mates saying that our McNuggets and McChickens are made from dodgy chicken meat.
So we're going to find out the facts. What are McNuggets and McChicken patties made from?
Well, the fact is, they're made from quality breast meat. Exactly the same as we send to supermarkets and you cook at home.
Do you use steroids?
Steroids? No. There's no steroids or hormones used in Aussie chicken.
Let's celebrate with 25 to 40% off Manchester and a great range of homewares. Excludes nursery, Manchester and electrical appliances. Now that's something to celebrate. Kmart. Something for Christmas, something for you.
Introducing Polydent Fresh Cleanse. It's a foam denture cleanser that cleans and keeps freshening for hours. It's fresh, foam, fabulous. Polydent micro cleans, kills odour-causing bacteria and freshens breath for up to 5 hours. New Polydent Fresh Cleanse.
Good evening. Breaking news. An Australian Army Black Hawk helicopter has been lost at sea near Fiji. There are reports some of the Australians on board have been rescued, but others remain missing. The chopper had been operating from the landing ship HMAS Kanimbla, which was dispatched to Fiji almost 4 weeks ago to evacuate Australian nationals in the event of a coup by the Fijian military. Australian High Commission staff there began a voluntary evacuation late today. Black Hawks carry up to 14 passengers. The Chief of Defence, Angus Houston, is planning a media conference soon. Details of the Black Hawk crash as they come in. Full report in Nightline.
40 wings, 40 hour sale, 40 wings, 40 hour sale, but only for 40 hours. Only for 40 hours.
Australia loves 40 Winks 40-hour sales, up to 40% off store-wide. And this is the good stuff. The big brands, up to 40% off. But it's all over in 40 hours. For the last time this year.
40 wings, 40 hour sale, 40 wings, 40 hour sale, but only for 40 hours. Only for 40 hours.
Ends Sunday.
Wow, she's hot. Why can't I have a girl like her? If only I had a cool car. If only I had a car. Did she? I think she just checked me out. What do I do? Okay, play cool, play cool.
Want the fastest? Want the biggest? Want the wildest? Well, here it is. $3 Super Pass gives you 14 days of unlimited fun and new thrills at Warner Brothers Movie World, SeaWorld and Wet n Wild Water World. $3 Super Pass. You know you want it.
Hyundai's Hit the Freeway 2006 model clearance is on now, with drive-away savings on selected models, including the award-winning Gets. Now from $13,990 drive away. See your Hyundai dealer today and save.
This Christmas, Target's Wish Patrol are checking everybody's list twice.
Bonds, new bike. Check. I want some new games and a... Got it.
To make sure Target's got gifts for the whole family. From perfume to DVDs and everything in between. Target, for all your Christmas wishes.
There are some things that make you proud to be an Aussie, like hanging with a mate, taming a wild boar, or just enjoying the serenity.
How's the serenity?
Chuck your feet up and enjoy something Australian.
Telling me, dreaming.
A couple of great flicks should get you sorted. So celebrate who you are with our Aussie movie double.
It's the vibe of it.
Starting with The Castle, Friday 8:30, followed by Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles on 9.
Let's celebrate with 20% off all underwear, socks, hosiery and sleepwear for women, men and kids. 20% off your favourite brands. Kmart. Something for Christmas, something for you.
At Apia, we give you understanding, not just insurance. That's why with our car insurance, we offer you the choice of agreed or market value for your car. So call 13 50 50 now.
Come on, light up Christmas with Foodland. Devondale full cream or skim milk, 2 litres, $1.97. Kleenex toilet rolls, 9 for a 6-pack price, $3.99. Arnott's Scotch Fingers, 375 grams, just $1.89. And Omo or Omo-Matic Concentrate, 1 kilo, $3.97. Come on, check us out at Foodland.
Foodland, the mighty South Aussies, yeah.
The only place in Adelaide where you'll find the world's most perfectly cut diamond is Graham's. Yes, they're exclusive and expensive, but they are the best.
Emma Lardner, bringing you the world's best jewellery at Graham's.
I have sensitive teeth, but I don't want to choose between a sensitive toothpaste and all-round protection. Then I switched to Colgate Sensitive multi-protection.
It not only provides clinically proven relief and lasting protection from sensitivity, it also provides complete protection for teeth and gums. Colgate Sensitive Multi-Protection.
Now I know my sensitive teeth are protected. I don't have to choose anymore.
New Colgate Sensitive Multi-Protection. Unbeatable relief for sensitive teeth.
Rod Stewart, still the same.
I wanna know it's a heartache. Are you missing you at all?
Rod Stewart, still the same. Put some Rod in your stocking this Christmas.
Thursday is the $20 day.
Thousands of items for $20.
Thousands of items for $20.
Thursday, premium Jacko quilt cover sets, not $150, $20. $20. $20. And just $20 for one of these amazing $100 bathrobes. $20. $20. $40 bath sheets, $20. $100 sheet sets, $20. Summer quilts, $20. Fashion curtains, $20. Famous Kalani latex pillows, not $70, $20.
Thousands of items for $20.
Clear blue skies, the breeze on my skin, the notion of being so small. Take pleasure in the little things. Estee Lauder, pleasures.
This Estee Lauder Pleasures gift set is yours for $75, valued at $144. This and many more gift sets available at Myer.
Maya is my store.
Celebrate the new look 40 Winks with McLeod's Daughters. Simply SMS or phone your answer to the question on your screen now. All correct entries go into the draw to win a trip to the fabulous set of McLeod's Daughters.
Love. Now, it's Revenge. The season final of CSI Miami. Next on 9.
The new Mazda 3 understands the language of style.
Introducing Kylie Minogue Darling, the star fragrance for every showgirl this Christmas.
My Christmas, your Christmas. Mine is my store.
Check out this Dairy Farmers Dairy Selection Passion Fruit Cheesecake with our award-winning milk in it. It's a real 3-layer cheesecake and half the fat. I've got enough spare tyres on the farm.
Why race all over to do your Christmas shopping when you can do it all in one place? No matter who or how many you're buying for, with over 800 shops to choose from, the choice is easy. All you want for Christmas is in Rundle Mall.
Ivan, did they say Rundle Mall?
No, Sveta. Tunnel Ball. They say Tunnel Ball.
Australia loves 40 Winks 40-hour sales, up to 40% off store-wide, and this is the good stuff. The big brands, up to 40% off, but it's all over in 40 hours. For the last time this year.
40 Winks 40-hour sale, 40 Winks 40-hour sale, but only for 40 hours. Only for 40 hours.
Then Sunday.
Rush for massive savings at the warehouse. 500 Christmas fairy lights, save $10, now $39.99. Radio-controlled helicopter, just $49.99. Ladies' Imperial leather gift sets, only $7.99 at the warehouse. Where everyone gets a bargain.
Here's another reason to switch to Allianz. It's a fact. Allianz offers some of the most competitive car and home insurance premiums around. So call Allianz now on 131,000.
When television first lit up our lounge rooms way back in 1959, 9 News led the way. Creasy was there. Give him 5 minutes and he'll tell you about the old days. Give him 10 and he'll tell you how exciting the future is. Technology's making today's news world even quicker. But one thing hasn't changed at 9, the passion and desire to be the best. So share the local experience. Adelaide's National 9 News.
McLeod's Daughters, proudly brought to you by the new look 40 Winks, where dreams begin.
Next, 2 season finals kicking off with CSI Miami. Then 2 gripping hours of ER. Your home with Channel 9. The following program is classified M. The 9 network recommends viewing by mature audiences. It contains strong violence.
Duty. With space for everything, life's a little more fun in a Kia Carnival.
And our rug merchant shut down. Mrs. Bankrupt somehow tapped up dollar. Big wool rugs from 480 genuine soul rugs this weekend.
100, 5, 20, 80, 50, 80 bucks.
Even rugs from 10 bucks while they last. Open holiday Monday. Mrs. Bankrupt dump house.
So the kids want chicken? Got anything with chicken?
Sure, you got ginger chicken, you got deep fried honey chicken, honey soy chicken, you got the sweet and sour chicken with the pineapple chunks, hot chili basil chicken, which is my personal favorite, crispy kung pao chicken with or without the bone, with your choice of sesame or garlic sauce.
With Telstra Prepaid Plus, you can now talk for 5 minutes anytime to any network in Australia for just $1. Because some things can take a while.
Oh, and crispy skin chicken with lemon.
Did you get all that? Got anything with prawns?
Visit TelstraPrepaidPlus.com.
Sometimes one sofa just isn't enough. But get into fantastic furniture this long weekend and you can get a stylish Concord 3-seater sofa plus a 2-seater for only $12.99. That's $200 off. Or get a Figaro 3-seater plus a 2-seater for only $9.99. But hurry, once the long weekend's over, so are these great offers.
Gary?
No, Gary, no! No, Gary, no! No, Gary!
You'll notice something different about Nicorette gum. It now has a deliciously different fresh mint taste. Nicorette Fresh Mint Gum. Quitting never tasted so good.
Nicorette! Nicorette! You can beat the cigarette!
Hello?
To catch this killer, you won't have to run far.
He's here with us.
Why a random tree marking is all Mandy Patinkin needs to catch a killer. Criminal Minds, Monday.
Yeah, I think the car park is quite a dangerous place to be, like, especially for older people. They're just walking around and suddenly car backs out to them.
Talk about car park hazards.
So the kids want chicken? Got anything with chicken?
Sure, you got ginger chicken, you got deep fried honey chicken, honey soy chicken, you got the sweet and sour chicken with the pineapple chunks, hot chili basil chicken, which is my personal favorite, crispy kung pao chicken with or without the bone, with your choice of sesame or garlic sauce.
With Telstra Prepaid Plus, you can now talk for 5 minutes anytime to any network in Australia for just $1. Because some things can take a while.
Oh, and crispy skin chicken with lemon.
Did you get all that? Got anything with prawns?
Visit TelstraPrepaidPlus.com.
2 great Christmas shows, The Four Kinsmen and Stayin' Alive, featuring all the classic Bee Gees songs. Stayin' Alive at the Festival Function Centre, Findon. And another great Christmas show.
Hi, we're the Four Kinsmen.
Yeah, we're back. Because we really missed you guys.
Appearing at the Shores Function Complex, West Beach. Book for both now. Call Mario Maiolo Promotions.
Car insurance up for renewal? Then take the Western QBE Insurance Challenge today. Tell us what you're currently paying, then challenge us to beat it. To get our great cover options and low prices, switch today. Call 133 QBE. If you're in the dark about whether you're menopausal or not, now there's a simple and discreet answer. The new Promensal Menopause Test is a quick and accurate way to diagnose menopause. So take the test and take control.
Your family has always loved continental side dishes, and now they're even better. With Twistia Creamier Pasta, Continental is the only pasta and sauce side dish with the Heart Foundation tick and has 40% less salt, so it helps bring out their good side. Look for the C.
Throughout the ages, people have studied the stars and numerology to predict their life and love. Now you can use your phone to see who your one true love is predicted to be. Just SMS your name and birth date to 193545. Your one true love uses both horoscopes and numerology to predict right down to their name your one true love. Text your name and birth date to 193545. Your one true love may be just a phone call away.
Packers have wardrobes worth hanging out for. Choose Halifax from $399. Choose Waterford design from $599. Or choose Oxford design from $799. Packers, for wardrobes worth hanging out for.
Monday night, see the Crows legends take on the Power legends in the most loved game on the SA footy calendar. Presented by Bruce Abernathy and Chris Dittmar, with special comments by Chris McDermott and KG.
And I'll be making my umpiring return at the Adelaide Oval.
West End Slowdown 7, 7:30 Monday night, exclusive to 7.
Like saving yourself money? Then get to Fantastic Furniture this long weekend and get $100 off a Classic Elegance mattress when you buy one of these fabulous beds. That's $100 off a Classic Elegance mattress. But you'll have to hurry. Once the long weekend's over, so's this fantastic offer.
Stonecraft have done it to us again. Just look at the new display supercentre. How can anyone compete with this? And how many more types of stone do they need? Who else has this kind of kitchen and barbecue areas? Check out timber flooring, granite.
Hey, you, get out of here.
Ridiculously low prices on everything. They can't keep these prices up.
Hey, yes, we can.
Stonecraft New Supercentre, corner Railway Terrace and Manchester Street, Mile End.
Throughout the ages, people have studied the stars and numerology to predict their life and love. Now you can use your phone to see who your one true love is predicted to be. Just SMS your name and birth date to 193545. Your one true love uses both horoscopes and numerology to predict right down to their name your one true love. Text your name and birth date to 193545. Your one true love may be just a phone call away.
There's no better reason to dress up than a spring racing carnival. I love this little black and white dress from Chic. Throw on these sensational Mellini platform heels, big patent belt, this one's from Dottie. Just steal your boyfriend's Trilby from Roger David. How cool is that? Or go with this pretty floral dress from Portman's and step into these serious heels from Whitner. They're a perfect match for this fabulous fascinator from David Lawrence.
To see more hats, go to whatswhat.com.au or try it all on at Westfield.
Everybody's talking about it. We're talking today about protecting yourself from the financial woes of unexpected sickness or accident. And it's easy through a super fund like Statewide. Statewide's low-cost income protection and death and disablement insurance helps you through financial hardship. Francis?
Our strong membership means special low rates can simply be deducted from your super.
Why not give us a call?
Statewide, your key to industry super you can trust.
At Virginia Nursery, low prices on all your spring gardening needs just keep coming. Plant Mondo grass now, 10 for only $15. 3-foot potted standard roses, $9.95, and Bangalow Majestic or Alexandra Palms, $9.95 each. Virginia Nursery, Gawler Road, Virginia, open every day.
Bankrupt furniture sale. Wholesaler goes bust. Up to 80% off. 4 days only this Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday long weekend. Prime bankrupt sale. Corner Marion Crossroads, Clifton and Research Road, Baraka.
In a hospital, everyone's senses are finely tuned to look for signs, the smallest detail that could save a life. But who is about to ignore a warning sign or laugh off a cry for help that could have saved a friend? All Saints, Tuesday 9:30 after Dancing with the Stars. What's the best way to get over a broken heart?
No more men.
Find someone new.
I was wondering if you would like to go out with me.
Could Chris O'Donnell open the door to a brand new romance?
Do you want to come out to my place?
Yeah. No.
Find out why it's become such a phenomenal hit. Grey's Anatomy, Monday, then.
Hello?
To catch this killer, you won't have to run far.
He's here with us.
Why a random tree marking is all Mandy Patinkin needs to catch a killer. Criminal Minds, Monday.
For all those that deserve something a little better, Grand Vitara Prestige. The all-new Grand Vitara Prestige. It's in a class of its own.
Wattle ID is now smoother and easier to use, and leaves your walls as smooth as... Wattle on, Australia.
At Virginia Nursery, low prices on all your spring gardening needs just keep coming. Plant Mondo grass now, 10 for only $15. 3-foot potted standard roses, $9.95, and Bangalow Majestic or Alexandra Palms, $9.95 each. Virginia Nursery, Gawler Road, Virginia, open every day.
All Saints, the drama you love. Relive all the action and romance with the first 3 seasons, now yours to own on DVD.
Watch the new series of Dancing with the Stars Tuesday at 7:30.
New stars, new steps, new series.
Then listen to Millie, Limo and Louie on 107.1 SAFM, and you can win a VIP pass to watch the show live, including return airfares and accommodation. Watch Dancing with the Stars and listen to SAFM to win.
The biggest shows
are all in one place.
One place.
here on 7. Here on 7. Well, you gotta love that.
On Today Tonight, meet the Troops. 1,500 days off school.
They're deprived of everything.
And their parents have lost control. Plus the new sports bra breakthrough.
We've managed to invent the uninventable.
And Grant Denyer dives into Adelaide for Slowdown 7 on Adelaide's Today Tonight.
Everyone said they'd never make it.
That hurt, but it looked really good.
So at their 10-year reunion,
We can just pretend to be successful.
they're faking it. Mira Savino and Lisa Kudrow.
Sorry, I couldn't find my top.
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, Sunday 8:30. Then, why they didn't make it in the brand new movie Romy and Michelle in the Beginning.
This program proudly brought to you by NAB for the home you want.
The biggest shows
are all in one place.
One place.
here on 7. Here on 7. Well, you gotta love that.
The following movie is classified M. It contains very coarse language and sexual references. Channel 7 recommends viewing by mature audiences.
Hey lady, you lady, cursing at your life. You're a discontented mother and a regimented wife. I've no doubt you dream about the things you'll never do, but I wish someone had to talk to me like I wanna talk to you. Ooh, I've been to Georgia and California and anywhere I could run. Took the hand of a preacher man and we made love in the sun. But I ran out of places and friendly faces because I had to be free. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Please, lady, don't just walk away. 'Cause I have this need to tell you why I'm all alone today. I can see so much of me still living in your eyes.
to share a part of a weary heart that has lived a million lives. Oh, I've been to Nice and the Isle of Greece while I sipped champagne on a yacht. I moved like Harlow in Monte Carlo and showed them what I've got. I've been undressed by kings and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
Are you okay?
Victories at the Brickyard, a feat never achieved in the history of the Indianapolis 500. Can he go from the pole to victory lane? Or will Michael Andretti in his final Indy 500 realize his dream? Could this be Sam Hornish Jr.'s day? Or rookie A.J. Foyt IV's? Can Unser Jr., Brack, Lazier relive their greatest thrill? Or will Sarah Fisher make history? It all comes down to speed. It all comes down to today. It all comes together at the Indianapolis 500.
History shows that 16 drivers have won from the pole position. There is Helio Castroneves, a two-time defending champion, qualified at over 231.725 miles per hour, drives for Roger Penske. And once again, he can rewrite the record book if he should win this thing today. He won it in 2001 and 2. Al Unser was second in 1972 after back-to-back victories. Bill Vukovich was actually leading to win his third straight when he was fatally injured and finished 25th back in 55. Maury Rose won it back-to-back, and Wilbur Shaw led 107 laps in 1941. In fact, he was leading when he crashed out, trying for 3 in a row. In the field today, 4 former winners: Castroneves, Kenny Breck, Buddy Lazier, and Al Unser Jr., the older driver in the race today at the age of 41. He's won it twice in 1992 and 1994. As you can see, the cars now beginning to take form in the formation of 3 abreast, 11 rows of 3 behind the pace vehicle. We say a pace vehicle because for the first time in history, it is actually a truck.
Yes,
Super Sport Roadster from Chevrolet.
Yes, it's a beautiful vehicle.
Another of the stories that we will cover: can Michael Andretti, at the age of 40, his 14th start, can he win in his final race? He announced early this spring this would be it. He will focus on being a car owner after this event.
Yes, and he's led more laps than anyone in the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Any of them have not won the race, that is. So he would very much like to go out on a high note, but high note or not, this will be his last race.
So Michael Andretti starts inside row 5 in the 13th starting position. He's led 398 laps. He could well move into the top 10 in the leader category. Rick Mears is 10th on that list with 429 laps led. It is an overcast, cool day here in Indianapolis, but the weatherman says the threat of rain should remain to the south of Indianapolis, and we should have dry conditions throughout the entire 500 miles.
Race distance, 200 laps, 805 kilometers. Pole sitter is Helio Castroneves, and the fuel range probably going to be about 35 to 40 laps. The Chevrolets are not getting as good a fuel mileage as the Hondas and Toyotas.
And we are delighted to give you a grid given to us by the drivers. So here once again, the fastest 33 for the 87th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Helio Castroneves, São Paulo, Brazil, 2001 and 2002 Indy 500 winner.
Tony Kanaan, São Paulo, Brazil.
Robbie Gordon, Orange, California.
Scott Dixon, Auckland, New Zealand.
Dan Weldon, Emberton, England.
Kenny Brack, Karlstad, Sweden, 1999 Indy 500 champion.
Takagi, Tokyo, Japan.
Tony Renna, DeLand, Florida.
Scott Sharp, Wilton, Connecticut.
Gil de Ferran, São Paulo, Brazil.
Roger Yasukawa, West Hollywood, California.
Thomas Schechter, South Africa.
Michael Andretti, Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
Greg Ray, Plano, Texas. Shinji Nakano, Osaka, Japan. Felipe Jafone, São Paulo, Brazil. Al Unser Jr., Henderson, Nevada, 1992, 94 Indy 500 champion. Sam Hornish Jr., Defiance, Ohio.
Buddy Rice, Phoenix, Arizona. Jacques Lazier, Alta Loma, California.
Buddy Lazier, Vail, Colorado, 1996 Indy 500 champion.
Robbie Buell, Cleveland, Ohio. AJ Foyt IV, Hockley, Texas.
Sarah Fisher, Commercial Point, Ohio.
Alex Barron, Menifee, California.
Vitor Mira, Brasilia, Brazil.
Jimmy Vassar, Las Vegas. Richie Hearn, Henderson, Nevada. Billy Boat, Phoenix, Arizona. Shige Hattori, Okayama, Japan.
Robbie McGee, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jimmy Kite, Stockbridge, Georgia. Eric Tildera, Bauru, Brazil.
Field average 228.6 miles an hour, 1.5 miles an hour faster than last year.
The air temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. The wind is about 13 kilometers an hour. That's not too bad. That won't bother them. 30% chance of showers, although it doesn't look real bad right now.
They will be given the furled flag. This is the second of 3 pre-race laps. This is the pace lap. The pace vehicle, that SSR, that's the Super Sport Roadster driven by Herb Fischel, the executive director of General Motors Racing. Will have 14 different cars today, Larry, that will have cameras on board. We'll have a chance to look at all of them from this position, but there's a look at Michael Andretti. He's starting in 13th position, a good shot back into the cockpit. His 14th and final race here at Indianapolis as a driver. Scott Sharp, who was on the pole position a couple of years ago and crashed out on the opening lap. Scott will be starting back in the 9th position, one of the 3 drivers for the Team Kelly, as he comes across the short chute, heading for turn number 2, and now they start to form up in the 11 rows of 3.
And really, this is one of the most tense moments in all of motorsports for him.
Scott Dixon, the fastest of the 9 rookie qualifiers. He won at Homestead to open the season. He starts inside row 2 for the Target Chip Ganassi Racing Team and his teammate. This is Thomas Schechter. Schechter appeared to be on his way to victory last year when he crashed in turn 4. And there's a look at Sarah. Sarah Fisher, the 22-year-old young lady from the state of Ohio. We also gave a call to young Anthony Joseph Foyt IV. His 19th birthday is today. And there is the 27 car of Robbie Gordon. He starts outside the front row. He drives for the Andretti team. He will leave here and fly to Charlotte for the World 600 this evening. And there is Al Unser Jr., a 2-time winner at the age of 41, the oldest driver in the starting field. Now they enter the 4th turn. Lined up in rows of 3. It looks like a good start, Larry. As look at Castro Neves picks up the throttle early and gets a jump as they come down for Brian Howard's green flag. There it is, and the 87th running of the Indianapolis 500 is underway.
And you can tell that you can't see the cars in the back. Well, those guys in the back can't see the cars in front of them either with all the dust that's on the racetrack.
Well, Castro Neves, they come down for a start, the pace vehicle about 95 to 100 miles an hour, but he picked up the throttle. They're cleanly through turn 1, the south short chute, and already the leaders are on the backstretch headed for turn 3.
And turn 1 is the most dangerous corner of any race anywhere in the world. 3 cars abreast going into that turn. Everybody made it through safely. That's always good.
Well, Tony Kanaan rides in 2nd position. Tony has had 2 pole positions, and he's been the 2nd fast qualifier on 2 occasions so far this season. He rides there in 2nd position. Look at all the dust they kick up down that main straightaway.
Well, that dust comes from the passenger cars. They take all the celebrities to ride around the racetrack. They've had a couple of community days. They've had a lot of cars on the racetrack. That's the reason for all the dust. It'll get out of there in just about a couple of laps, and then the racetrack will be much cleaner.
Brian Barnhart has had several meetings with the drivers this season and certainly this month, preaching non-aggression. He wants a good, safe, clean race, and he told these guys you can't win it in the first 2 or 3 laps. Take your time. Don't overdrive the race car.
Well, and he's been very, very stern about blocking. They had at least 3 meetings this month about not blocking the driver behind you. We'll see if that becomes an issue, because if somebody does try to block, I think he's ready to block flag them.
Number 3 out in front. It's interesting that Castro Neves driving number 3. That is the car number that has won the most races here. It has won 10 times in the past, and 16 drivers in the history of this event have won it from the pole position. Could this be the day that Roger Penske helps his driver write the history book if Castro Neves could pull off 3 in a row?
And of course, Tony Kanaan, who is right behind him, is driving one of the Andretti green cars. Michael Andretti owns his team, 4 cars strong in this race, and he's hanging right with Castro Neves.
The banking in turn 1, 9 degrees across the flat short chute into 9 degrees in turn 2. There are the luxury suites outside turn 2. And it looks like the first 2, Larry, start to pull away from third place Robbie Gordon. Dan Weldon is 4th, then it's Kenny Breck, Tora Takagi, Scott Dixon, Michael Andretti, Scott Sharp, and Thomas Scheckter now is in the 10th position.
Well, Thomas Schecter's picked up a couple spots. He started in 12th. He's up to 10th now. And Tony Renna has fallen back. He started in 8th. He's back to 12th place.
Well, we'll look for about 6 fuel stops today. So obviously the importance of the pit crew will certainly be underscored here.
And it really depends on how the yellow flags fall. We could see as many as 10 pit stops if the yellow flags fall right. So the pit strategy is going to be very important here today. And remember, the Hondas and Toyotas getting a little bit better gas mileage or fuel mileage than are the Chevrolets.
But the Chevrolet power plants have made up the gap somewhat. They're getting better fuel mileage here at Indianapolis than they have at some of the other tracks this season.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They are getting better fuel mileage. They're getting ready to put some new pieces on those engines before the next race, which should help them horsepower-wise be a little bit closer to the Toyotas and Chevrolets.
Well, Michael Andretti is up to 8th position after starting in 13, so Michael Andretti is on the run as well. We told you he's led 398 laps. He finished second to Rick Mears. That was his best finish. He was Rookie of the Year back in 1984, was co-rookie that year with Roberto Guerrero. As you watch Helio Castroneves enjoying just under a half-second margin. And look at that gap back to third. Third now is still Robbie Gordon. As we indicated, Robbie is doing the double. The NASCAR Winston Cup stars will race in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte tonight, and Robbie will be doing double duty. He'll be flying from a helicopter here to the airport in Indianapolis to Concord, North Carolina.
Oh, we got somebody trying to make a pass here going down the straightaway. Nice move, as it looked like. I couldn't catch who it was, but that's Foyt. It's Foyt, and he really looks to be slowing down.
Well, a car headed for the pit lane. That appears to be the 21 car. As we watch Castroneves, the 21 car of Felipe Giafone. That's one of the Mo Nunn entries. Mo has 3 entries in the race and an early and unscheduled pit stop for Giafone.
Yeah, obviously not a scheduled pit stop. It's only 9 laps into this race, so that's bad news for Felipe Giafone, and obviously takes him out of the running.
And he was coming in what we call dead stick, did not have the engine on, so an early engine problem for the Hollywood entry number 21 of Giafone. Back up to the front. There's the gap between first and second. Castroneves.
Those two guys running pretty much the same speed here the first part of the race. Kanaan caught him and then decided, well, I don't try to pass him right now. Let him go.
Well, there was some concern about the coolness of the racetrack. We understand that something came off the track onto the track. Oh, there's a problem. We see a lot of smoke. First of all, Billy Boat in the number 98 Pedigo entry for the Panther Racing Team, but before that, something came off the Yasukawa car, number 55, and that brought out the initial yellow, and then we saw an engine problem with the 98 car of Billy Boat.
Yeah, and he obviously blew that engine, had to pull in because that was really a lot of smoke coming out of there.
Well, Billy Boat, who did not have a ride when the month of May began, picked up this ride the last week before the final day of qualifying, as after 8 laps, Helio Castroneves continues to lead under yellow. So we had 2 altercations there, Larry, at the same time, and there was the engine, and that was a scary situation right there for, it looked like his teammate was right behind him.
Yeah, it looked like Robbie McGee right behind him. Man, he barely got that thing stopped quick enough to, yeah, it is his teammate, and he did. He was on the brakes all over the brakes, just trying to keep from running into the back end of Billy Boat.
You got a problem when you climb on the brakes and there's oil on the racetrack.
Well, that's exactly right.
So Billy climbs out. In fact, his younger brother, Mike Boat, was his spotter this afternoon. Mike's a sprint car racer from the Phoenix area. So at least one car is out, and we have not gotten confirmation, but we would suspect that the number 21 Hollywood car is also going to be sidelined. And here is young A.J. Foyt IV. At the age of 19, today is his birthday. He becomes the youngest driver ever in the history to race in the Indianapolis 500, and he makes an early pit stop. A.J. Foyt IV, the 19-year-old grandson of the legendary A.J. Foyt, who won this race on 4 occasions. And obviously not a scheduled pit stop this early.
No, again, this is lap 9, so and he went right on straight on through the pits. Didn't stop.
The pits are open, but he came on through, did not stop, and continued on. So maybe there was some mix-up in communications. His granddad is on the headset to him. He had a lot of trouble this month of May. Had like 3 spins and a couple of crashes.
Yeah, I would say that was definitely a miscommunication, because there was no reason for him to pull in. It looked like he was going real slow, and then all of a sudden he sped up.
Well, he loses track position by the little side tour through the pit area.
He certainly did, and that's something you don't want to do here. You don't want to lose track position. It's very important. These guys play track position for all it's worth. Kind of interesting to note that 4 of the top 8 cars are now from Andretti Green. Tony Kanaan, who's running second.
Look at this. Tony Kanaan peels off to make a pit stop, and his teammate, Robbie Gordon, goes with him.
Well, this is going to be a strategy race. Sometimes these guys will do that to gain track position. They're hoping that there won't be any yellow flags for a long time now, and if there's not, they can run 35 laps or so without a yellow flag.
Because they'll get out of sequence, right. So if the yellow does not come out later, it's a green flag stop for Castroneves, unless Roger Penske brings him in the next time around.
Right, and it looks like all 3 of those cars are the Team Green cars. Now, I'm a little bit surprised that they brought all 3 of them in. But sometimes you will do this on a strategy, and
just gas and go.
Yeah, gas and go.
The Robbie Gordon car, the other 2 are now out.
They put new tires on the other 2 cars, but Robbie Gordon took a gas and go. Dan Weldon is the only person on that team, the only team member that did not come in. So they have. I'm really kind of surprised that all 3 of those guys come in. You would think on a team like that,
they could stagger those by 1 lap.
Right, 2 of them would come in and maybe not the 3rd.
Jimmy Vasser was in with a gas and go, and they're working with the A.J. Foyt machine. And there is no rush to do whatever they're doing down there, so it looks like an early out for young Anthony Joseph.
Yeah, he had his helmet off, so that's never a good sign. So these guys, interesting strategy for this early in the race. Usually I would have thought you would have changed, you would have not tried to get out of sequence this early. And I also thought that if the guys that were going to get out of sequence, it might have been the Chevrolet guys who would have tried very early to get out of sequence. But
well, how can you ever second guess the pit strategy of Roger Penske? I mean, he's won this race 12 times. He's had 12 pole positions, 6 of those by Rick Mears. You can't second guess him.
Right.
There they're working with little Anthony there. Yeah. Are they trying to buckle him back in?
Yeah, it looks like they are. It looks like they're putting everything back in, getting ready to go again. But I thought he had his helmet off there a second ago and was ready to get out of the race car. But they're definitely buckling him back up.
Well, there he goes. So not sure what the problem is with the 19-year-old. There is Sarah, the 22-year-old young lady from Ohio.
Yeah, she's running back in 27th position right now. Has not had all that good a run so far. She's had a very, very busy month. They got a sponsor for that car late in the month, but it will enable her to go on and run every race this year.
Well, they're saying now from timing and scoring that A.J. is still on the lead lap. There's a look at the work continues on Felipe Giaffone's car, so maybe he will rejoin.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be out. I thought they too were going to be out of the race, but they're working on that thing, putting it back in, and maybe going to get going again. They haven't lost a lot of laps here because of the yellow flag laps.
We have 9 rookies in the race, and right now 1 is running in 2nd position. Dan Weldon. Kenny Breck is now 3rd. Tor Takagi is 4th. Then Scott Dixon, another rookie. Scott Sharp is 6th on this yellow. Then Thomas Schechter. Gilles de Ferran is now up to 8th. 9th is Al Unser Jr. And Roger Yasukawa is now in 10th position. Sam Hornish is in the 11th spot right now.
Well, I'll tell you, Ayrton Dare has come to 19th position from 33rd. He's gained 14 spots. That's by far the most of anybody on the racetrack. And if you remember, in his very first attempt here in Indianapolis, he had a very good chance to win this race.
Well, he won a race last year for A.J. Foyt, and he is to take over the Foyt's second car the rest of the season. That sponsorship for Hattori went through this race.
Right. And he, you know, Foyt's team, they wanted Dare to come in and run, but he just couldn't get enough money to get him in there.
We're now being told that young Anthony Foyt had some problems with his helmet, and that's what they were working on. Eleven laps of 200 now complete under yellow, so it was not a mechanical problem with the car, but a problem with the helmet. That is rather interesting. It may have been a problem with the radio. Quite often these drivers will lose the radio.
Or if he did have to change helmets, we said we saw him without his helmet on. If it was actually the helmet,
may have changed helmets.
He had to change helmets. He may not have a radio now, so that's going to be another problem they're going to face.
Once again, he is on the lead lap. There is a look at Scott Dixon. I'd like to give a hello to his fans watching down in Auckland, New Zealand. Actually, it's pre-breakfast down there.
Yeah, it's they had to get up plenty early. They're still drinking a lot of coffee down there.
Trying to wake up on Monday morning down
4
there.
4 or 5 o'clock in the morning down there. So I'm sure they're all hooting and hollering though as he's up to 5th position.
Well, he was the fastest rookie qualifier at over 230.099 miles an hour for the Target Ganassi team.
Those guys
about halfway through this fuel run. Of course, this yellow flag will help out fuel mileage.
It'll help, and these guys might have done a really smart thing by stopping because you know, now then they won't have to stop for another 10 laps or so.
Well, once again on lap 12 now, Helio Castroneves has led from the start. Dan Weldon rides in 2nd, and Kenny Breck. Tor Takagi, Scott Dixon in 5th, then Scott Sharp. Thomas Schechter is in 7th. Gilles de Ferran is now 8th. 9th is Al Unser Jr. and Roger Yasukawa in the 10th position. Sam Hornish is 11th, then Greg Ray in number 13. First time a car number 13 has been in this race since 1914. He started 14th. In fact, for a while he was in the 13th starting position. And late in the qualifying effort, somebody bumped him back to 14th. So we are only a couple of laps away from going back to green. There's a look at A.J. Foyt, the 4th. Pace truck out there in front of your leader. And look at this vast grandstand all the way around this racetrack as we come to you live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Around 400,000 race fans. They never give a total attendance record, but at one time the famous movie actor Paul Newman hired some college kids to count all the seats, and they counted 280,000 permanent seats.
Yeah, they didn't want everybody to know exactly how many they had, and but you're right, they do know now, and they have published it since then, so it's a huge, huge facility. The largest single-day sporting event in the world.
Well, right now we're looking at the furled flag indicating one more lap, so they'll start to bunch up, and the pace car will come off. We still say the pace car. It's a pace truck. A couple of years ago we had an SUV as the pace vehicle, but this is the first time ever that we've had a truck. In fact, 14 different times Chevrolet has paced the race, starting back in 1948. There's a good look back, that 5/8 of a mile back straightaway. Explain to us, Larry, the purpose of worming the car down the straightaway.
Well, they want to keep the tires as warm as they can as they come around to the green flag, so they don't have problems going into the corner. Robbie Gordon,
keep them clean.
They keep them clean too. They want to get all the marbles off of them. Robbie Gordon, by that pit stop, he and Kanaan are back at 20th, 22nd, along in there. So they're a long way back in the field because of that pit stop.
Back to the green. We are racing with 31 cars still on the lead lap. Apparently a motor problem for Billy Boat. We're not sure about Giafone, and we're still trying to figure out what the helmet problem was for young Anthony Joseph Foyt the 4th. So back up now to full song out of turn 2 and down that 5/8 of a mile backstretch. Dan Weldon rides in second, Larry.
Yeah, Kenny Brack is getting very close. Looks like he's going to make a move. Weldon moved down to the bottom of the racetrack.
That's blocking right there.
I'll tell you what, that young man wants to be careful because they have been warned over and over again by Brian Barnhart that they're not going to tolerate blocking here. And Dan Weldon.
You saw what happened when that third spot car backed out. When Brack had to back off, he lost some momentum. And the yellow, we've got a crash on the racetrack, and that is Sarah Fisher.
Wow. Tough break for Sarah Fisher. On the 15th lap, she's already had a problem. She is moving around in the cockpit, got the wheel off. That's always good news, but I'm sure she's not a very happy lady right now.
Sponsors they just picked up for the season, AOL and GMAC. The crew is right there, one of the, well, the very best safety crew in all of motorsports.
Right,
and sometimes they'll get there before the car starts sliding.
Right, and you can see that safer wall out there that they have constructed here to help absorb some of the impact on cars like that. So it looks like she is in just a little bit of pain, though, as she tries to climb out of that car. Because when you hit the wall at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway,
safer barrier or not, it's going to hurt.
It's hard. It knocks the wind out of you. Your knees and your legs usually get banged up a little bit, so you don't feel too hot as soon as you're getting out of that car, believe me.
Well, we'll take a look again, Larry, at what happened with car number 23.
See if we can tell how.
Oh, she lost the engine. She lost the engine, got oil on the tires.
Yeah.
You saw that puff of white. She lost the engine.
Yeah, the puff of smoke is the telltale thing. You can see the puff of smoke, and once the puff of smoke comes out there, it could have been that it locked the tires up too. I mean, sometimes they blow so badly that they lock up the wheels.
Well, she was just along for the ride. There was nothing she could do but just hang on. So now we'll have pit stops by those guys that did not stop earlier in that first yellow.
Yeah, and it makes these guys that already stopped look very smart right now because they're going to be up at the front of the field. They've run 9.
Pedigo Chevrolet was running great. You know, we were just biding our time right at the start of the race, just trying to be patient. And, you know, we had some kind of an engine problem there and down the front straightaway. It's an unfortunate, I think it's the earliest I've ever exited this race. It's not fun to be a spectator.
Early exit for the 98 pole sitter, Bob.
Well, there is a comment from Billy Boat, who on 2 years back-to-back was the slowest qualifier and had to ride out the bubble. Didn't happen this year, but now the leader is on his way to the pit area. Helio Castroneves, who has led from the start.
Yeah, those guys are all going to make their pit stop now as they're 16 laps into the race. So Gordon and Andretti might be the leader because he's gotten around Robbie Gordon, so he will probably be the leader after this first pit stop. You have to take into consideration, too, even though they've only run 16 laps on the racetrack, they also had 3 warm-up laps, parade laps, so actually had 19 laps on this fuel load.
So on the second yellow of the afternoon, the captain, Roger Penske, calls his leader in. Now, wait a minute. Yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, you know, there's some mind games. They don't want to tip their hands too much. They sometimes want to make people think they're going to stay out when they actually do not. So those guys all heading for the pit road. We'll see who the leader will be, but it probably is going to be Andretti because he is first in line of those cars who did pit.
Now here comes Dan Weldon as well. So the fourth Andretti teammate will make his pit stop as the Penske crew goes to work on the number 3 of Helio Castroneves.
And of course they've been very fast pits all the time. They won pit stop contests several times. They finished second this year, but that pit stop, that crew they've got is always one of the best in the business. They don't make a lot of mistakes in the pit area.
And this is not a very wide pit area here in Indianapolis. You see the wholesale pit stops. Scott Sharp, one of those. Weldon, Unser Jr. made his pit stop. We saw Thomas Schechter in a 10 car, so this will...
Scott Dixon did not go in the pit area, so he will be the leader. He is the only guy who still has not pitted, other than Dario.
Some interesting strategy on the part of the Target crew. They brought Schechter in, but did not bring the teammate in.
She's the lawyer with a string of bad relationships.
He wasn't right for you anyway.
You haven't met him.
He's the doctor with a different girl every night.
How many girls are you going out with?
How many guys are you going out with?
Are they a perfect match or what? So, if these flatmates were to get it on...
Of all the dates I've been on in the last few weeks, this beats them all.
Would they A, see fireworks, B, fall asleep, C, regret every minute? You're about to find out. McLean's presents All New Secret Life, 8:30 tonight.
Is there an art to fabulous hair? Hair that glows full of life and shine? It's Schwarzkopf Extra Care, designed by professionals. The advanced scan care complex nourishes and enriches exactly where it's needed most. See the extra shine. Feel the extra body. Love the extra life in your hair. Because your hair deserves Schwarzkopf Extra Care. Schwarzkopf, professional hair care for you.
3 ways to stay young.
I promised my wife I wouldn't drink tonight. Fill it up again!
Try new things.
We're going drinking!
Take chances.
Ring the bell, you pansy.
Stay on target.
That's the most powerful trank gun on the market.
Yes! That's awesome!
You're crazy.
Frank?
Hey, honey!
Hey, looks like it's a little cold out there.
Old School in cinemas everywhere from Thursday, May 29.
Good morning, Davison Lang. This is Zena. Is this on another call? Do you mind holding?
No, we hold, thanks.
Good morning, Davison Lang. Zena speaking. Yeah. Yep, sure.
Discover what your lips are missing with Blistex Lip Care Solutions. Condition lips with aloe vera, vitamins A and E. Soothe lips with moisture and penetrating medication. Defend lips with 5 all-weather protectants. Enhance lips with ultra-hydrating ingredients. Even relieve cold sores with antiviral medication. Discover what your lips are missing. Now discover Blistex Lip Gloss and Blistex Fruit Smoothies.
Take a look at Al Unser Jr. In fact, the Unser clan have been in 70 Indianapolis 500s. You talk about the first family of racing here.
And colorful, every one.
Well, special Uncle Bobby. So he is on the main straightaway. You talk about the Unser clan. You've got Jerry Unser, Bobby, Al Sr., Johnny, Robbie, and Al Jr. now in his 16th race. Let's look at the current standings with Dixon, Dare, Andretti, Gordon, Kanan, and Tony Rena.
And of course, Dixon and Dare once again have not pitted. They are the only 2 guys on the racetrack that have not made a pit stop.
Look at Jimmy Kite. Kite up there in 9th position. He started 32nd.
And he did make a pit stop. He's one of the guys who benefited by making and getting off sequence. So the pit strategy here is extremely important, much more important than almost any other place that these guys run.
Ricky Acciatore is back in again, trying to remain on the lead lap while they diagnose that engine problem in the back of car number 5.
And the Andretti green pit strategy, well, it's put them in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 12th now. As Andretti runs 3rd, Robbie Gordon in 4th, Tony Kanaan in 5th, and Dan Weldon, who's the guy who pitted in the 2nd round of pit stops, he's in 12th.
And there is a look at Scott Dixon. Scott was somewhat a surprise victor in the first outing of the year at Homestead. He leads for the Target Chip Ganassi team.
Well, Chip Ganassi has done a terrific job of scouting out young talent. He's been very good at that since he got into the IndyCar racing ownership phase, and he's always come up with some good young guys, and has done it again.
Well, we hope to get a comment from A.J. Foyt about what exactly happened to his grandson's helmet or radio communications. We're not really sure. But we hope shortly to go down to pit lane to hear from the 4-time winner. A.J. is currently in 28th position. We understand we'll go back to green in about 2 laps. We're on lap number 20 right now. looks like the day may be over for Shigeaki Hattori.
Yeah, pushing that car down pit lane with the mechanic riding on the side pod, so that's not a good sign. He's, you know, it's really a tough break when you consider this is probably going to be his last run of the year. I mean, we talked about Michael Andretti retiring. He's not retiring, but does not have the sponsorship money to continue racing for the rest of the season.
Well, right now, Scott Dixon will have the points on the restart. With Ayrton Dare in second, Michael third, then Robbie Gordon, Tony Kanaan. Robbie certainly was the driver who wanted good weather for this race because he's on a very, very tight schedule to get from here to Charlotte. The 52nd driver to lead as a rookie in his first start is Scott Dixon. There are 29 cars on the lead lap.
That's a very, very elite group to be in, you know. Not very many people have led this race on their first attempt.
You just like being in the race.
Yeah, it's great. It's very difficult to be one of the fastest 33, let alone to lead this early, as we're riding along there with
Kenny Breck.
Kenny Breck.
Kenny did a couple of licks on his guitar. He has a band.
Yes.
Plays the lead guitar in the band, and they actually performed after Carburation Day. He was the fastest on Thursday's practice session, and then quickly took the driving suit off and grabbed the guitar and hit a couple of licks on the stage behind the Tower Terrace.
And most of the members of that band are all crew members or racing people. So, kind of interesting.
He said, let's go out early in carb test. Let's get it over with so we can go play.
Well, it's going to be interesting now. We'll see how long Scott Dixon and Ayrton Dare can stay on the racetrack before they have to come in and make a pit stop.
Well, there is Scott Sharp, who was a co-champion in the very first season of the Indy Racing League with Buzz Calkins back in 1996.
They've been given one more to go at the line this time around, so we'll have one more yellow flag lap before we go green.
We had 2 yellow sessions. The first was for Billy Boat when he dropped some oil on the racetrack. The second, Sarah Fisher lost the Chevy power plant and crashed in her own oil. In fact, we've lost 2 Chevrolets so far. Now Hattori was driving a Toyota.
It'll be interesting
back at Michael.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of a start we get here. We got some of the very fast cars who have, because of the pit strategy and the difference in the pitting, are back a little deeper in the field. So we should see some of these guys like Castroneves and Dan Weldon and so forth coming up through there and making some pretty good moves here early on.
A lot of race fans are disappointed because Sarah Fisher has been voted the most popular driver the last 2 seasons, and an early out, not of her making, simply the engine let go, and she got the rear wheels either locked up or got the tires in the oil.
Richie Hearn is up to 8th place, also because of pit strategy. He started back in 28th. So some of these guys who were back in the field made good use of their pit stops.
All right, they come through turn 4, pick up the throttle, anticipating the restart as they complete lap 22 of this 200-lap event. Now, once again, Michael Andretti restarts in the 3rd position. Will he go early for the lead? Pulls alongside, and
he just went around the outside of Ayrton Dare. Dare went down to the middle of the racetrack. Michael says, hey, I don't need to be down there. I can do this on the outside. And he just blew him away going down the outside.
Remember in 1991, we had those great battles with Rick Mears, and he'd pass Rick on the outside of turn 1, and Rick come right back the next lap and passed him on the outside.
Yeah, and they did that right through the middle of the corner, which is not very easy to do here in Indianapolis. This is a fairly flat racetrack, so you running side by side through these corners is not real easy, especially when you're running 220 or 222 miles an hour through the corners.
Well, it is important for him to lead here. He's led 398 laps. The only lap I think he probably at his age wants to lead is lap 200.
He would be very satisfied just to lead one if that would be the last one, believe me. He'd like to walk away from this. Sam Hanks is the only driver ever to retire at Victory Lane here at the Indianapolis 500, and Michael Andretti would like to become the second.
Although Sam did not announce his retirement before the race, he announced it in Victory Lane.
Exactly.
As it turned out, Sam did have some stock car commitments after the 57 500, but that was his last IndyCar race.
Right.
And a lot of people, when Michael announced that he would retire after Indianapolis, actually doubted him. and said, what happens if you're leading the point standings? It doesn't matter. I have to focus on being a car owner.
Well, plus the fact that running 4 race cars would be a very difficult thing to do. Hardly any team in any kind of racing runs 4 team cars all at the same time.
Well,
Sometimes
he has 3 team cars right now in the top 5. He is second. Gordon is 4th, and Tony Kanaan is now 5th. And Dan Weldon, the 4th team car, is back in the 11th position.
Yeah, right now they've strung out just a little bit as these guys perfectly happy here early in the race not to get up and challenge. They know that the important thing to do is just keep the leaders in sight here in the first 50 or 100 laps. You don't have to really pass those guys, although look at this.
Tony Kanaan going by his teammate, pulling up a position, and he goes to 4th, dropping Robbie Gordon back to 5th.
And if you remember, he was leading this thing going away last year when he had a crash because of the blown engine. He ran through some oil down to turn 3 and hit the fence.
Jim Cara's car launched an engine. He hit the oil and he crashed out. And then the Schechter was leading and appeared to be on his way to victory, but he crashed out.
And Robbie Gordon must have a problem. He just got passed a couple more times there, and he's running high on the racetrack, giving him plenty of room. So it looks like Robbie Gordon might be having some sort of a problem.
Gordon may be leaving the Indianapolis Motor Speedway earlier than he had anticipated.
Well, now it looks like he's got his act back together, and he's pulled back away from those guys. But there for just a second, it appeared that he was going to get passed by several guys.
Well, right now he got passed by Jimmy Vassar. So Robbie Gordon drops to 6th position. Tony Renner is now 7th. Richie Hearn is 8th. Castro Nevis, after that pit stop, after leading the first 22 circuits, is now back in 9th position.
Man, and look at this group of cars. Castro Nevis, Al Jr., LeFerrin, man, Weldon, all these guys right together.
Go through turn 3 across the North Short Chute. LeFerrin's picked up 5 positions since that restart. Dixon continues to lead. The rookie from Auckland, New Zealand, who was victorious at Homestead to open the season.
And here in Indianapolis, you know, you want to get up close to a guy to go through the corner to pass him, but you cannot follow right behind him. If you follow right exactly behind him, right on his tail going through the corner, it takes all the air off of your front wings, and the front end wants to push towards the wall. So you have to stay back about a car length, about as they are doing right there, and then try to make
Here comes your textbook pass, but he couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it. See, he had to get on the brakes, and he had to stay out from being right behind him. Now he's lost his momentum. He could lose that position.
It's all about track position. There is a tow with